Testing is a very crucial part of native advertising, and the wrong testing method is one of many reasons why people fail with native ads. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of Purple Black, a native advertising only agency. So what we are doing on a daily business is we run profitable native ads for our clients on traffic sources like Taboola, Outbrain, Yahoo Gemini, and many more. And one very common mistake is that people are testing not enough. So what I mean by that? You have to test a lot when you start with native ads because there's no real algorithm if you compare it, for example, with Facebook ads before iOS 14 and with Google ads. So those big platforms like Facebook or also TikTok and Google, they have huge algorithms. And the algorithm know very precisely where or for which persons the ad will be shown or will be visible. So for example, when you want to advertise something for dog owners, it's very easy for Facebook to target this audience because Facebook already has a lot of data for every person. And so you can just select as an interest-based targeting, for example, people with dogs or people who are interested in dog things. And unfortunately, that's not possible with native. That's the bad news. But the good news is, due to the fact that you're reaching a lot of people who don't have a Facebook account, who never use Instagram, who will not use TikTok, those people you can reach with native ads, and the audience is way bigger. Because when we're talking about Facebook ads, we're just talking about one company. We're just talking about Meta as a company. And when we talk about TikTok, we again just talking about one company. But when we talk about native ads, we are talking about the whole internet. And it's a huge number. It's a completely different, it's another beast, to be honest, because it's way bigger than every other social platform out there. But let's come back to the topic of testing. Especially in e-commerce, a lot of people saw, okay, on Facebook it works, ad and offer page, and people will buy it directly from the Shopify page or from the WooCommerce page. But unfortunately, that's normally not working on native. But I say just normally or in general, because when people start, they just have this funnel also native. So just start here with the ad. And sorry for my bad writing and drawing. I'm a media buyer and not a painter. So they have the ad here, and then they have the offer page or the product page, however you will name it. And sometimes, especially in the beginning, for the super low-hanging fruits, it works. It might be profitable. That's the strange thing. But after you're collecting all the low-hanging fruits, it's unprofitable. It's turned to be unprofitable and you will lose money. And that's because you don't have any plan how you start a native ad. So let's come back to the right way how to plan a native ad campaign. So first of all, you still have the ad, but then you have an advertorial. And an advertorial is a landing page which looks like a news article, but it's copyrighted content, it's curated content, where you say what's the problem and what's in it for the person. We'll play a little bit with psychological things like FOMO and many things more. So that's the advertorial, and the goal of the advertorial is that the person know at the end of the advertorial, no, I don't need this product, or yes, I definitely want to have this product now, and whoa, there are just seven pieces left, so I have to be very fast. So that's the goal at the end of the advertorial here. And just after the advertorial, on a completely different page, now they're just coming to the real offer page where they can purchase the product. That's the real way how to start with native ads. And many people say, okay, I already heard this approach, and yeah, I will try it. I try, for example, 9 different ads because I know I need 3 pics and 3 headlines. And when you multiply them, so 3 to 3, it's 9. So you have 9 ads in general. And I just have one advertorial. And that's the huge mistake, because we never ever can just run one advertorial. Because what's when this one and only advertorial have something what's not converting. And that's always possible, to be honest. Therefore, testing is super important. So what people does is they have 9 ads, which is pretty fine in one campaign, but then they just have one advertorial, and that's a huge mistake because then they run traffic. So 100% of the traffic is coming to just this one and only advertorial, and you don't have data to compare it, which is absolutely wrong. You need to gather data to take data-driven decisions. In this case, when you just have one advertorial, which decision you want to take? You don't have any opportunities on the left or right-hand side because you just have one advertorial and you don't know, is it good, is it bad, or anything else. Therefore, we have a completely different setup. So in general, when we start, we have also for the same product. So let's say we have one product. And in this or within this one product, we might have different audiences, different approaches. So for example, one approach can be a family. One approach can be an office dog. Let's keep it, or let's continue with the dog sample. So one the family dog, one the office dog, and one for seniors. And let's say the product is always the same one, but you have different target audiences, which are families, people who are taking their dog to the office, and seniors. In this case, we have 3 approaches. So everyone is one approach. And in this case, of course, we still have the ads, but we test always in those cases, at least for every approach, 3 advertorials. So we have ADV1, ADV2, and advertorial 3. And same here and same here. So we have, in general, for those 3 approaches, in general, at least 9 advertorials. And you see, it's a lot of data. And by the way, advertorials is something which we're producing on a daily basis with our own copywriting team, and they're just doing every day, from Monday to Friday, they're just creating content for those advertorials. So you see, it's a super, super important part of our business team. And that means in general for you, you also have to test a lot of different advertorials to see what's the peak point. Is it a short advertorial? Is it a long advertorial? Is it working better with an aggressive or with a softer headline, and so on and so forth. So you have to test completely different approaches also on the advertorial to see, driven by data, which approach is working the best. And by the way, it could be that, for example, for the family approach, a long advertorial works best, and for the senior approach, a shorter advertorial works best. So there are also differences within those audiences. And that's the reason why it's super important to create different advertorials to test everything against each other. And as mentioned before, when we start with a new project in the setup process, we start with at least 9 to 12 completely different advertorials just to test them and to take data-driven decisions. The result of that workload in the beginning, because to be honest, it's a lot of work to create 9 to 12 advertorials. You have to copyright them. Our web design team have to create them beautifully on an advertorial page. We have to host them and so on. So it's a big process, to be honest, and it's a lot of work. And yeah, but we're still doing it because we know exactly when we do it and when we test everything properly, we will receive the best results for our clients. And that's the reason why we take these huge workloads in the beginning. Let's come to a quick conclusion. First of all, it's extremely important to test everything against each other. And especially on the advertorial side, because out there are so many advertisers who just started with native ads, but they just have one advertorial. And that's a huge mistake because you don't know how good or how bad it's converting. So you have to have at least 3 to 4 different advertorials to see from different angles how they are working. And I also recommend you to start with different approaches, for example, with different audiences or in general different approaches for one product, which is normally always possible, to see which approach works best. And the good news here is then you can take decisions by data and not by your thoughts or by your feeling, which is extremely important in online marketing. I hope you liked that video. If so, I would extremely appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, and of course, when you subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, and when you activate the bell to get notified when I upload here on YouTube a new video about native ads. Have a good one. See you next time.